And all the tribes of Israel came to David to Hebron and spoke, saying, Here we are. We are your bone and your flesh also in times past. When Saul was king over us, it was you who led Israel out and brought them in. The Lord said to you, You shall shepherd my nation, Israel. You shall be a ruler over Israel. And all the elders of Israel came to the king to Hebron. King David enacted a covenant for them in Hebron before the Lord, and they anointed David as king over Israel. 30 years old was David when he became king, and 40 years did he reign. In Hebron he reigned over Judah 7 years and 6 months, and in Jerusalem he reigned 33 years over all Israel and Judah. And the king and his men went to Jerusalem to the Jebusites, the inhabitants of the land, who spoke to David, saying, You shall not come here unless you remove the blind and the lame, as if to say, David shall not come here. And David conquered the stronghold of Zion, which is the city of David. David said on that day, Whoever smites the Jebusites and reaches the tower and removes the lame and the blind, despised by the soul of David. Therefore they say, The blind and the lame shall not come into the house. David dwelt in the stronghold, and he called in the city of David. And David built round about from the mound and inward. David grew steadily greater, and the Lord, the God of hosts, was with him. And Hiram, king of Tyre, sent messengers to David, and cedar trees and carpenters and stone masons for the building of a wall. They built a house for David. David perceived that the Lord had established him as king over Israel, and that he had exalted his kingdom for the sake of his people Israel. David took more concubines and wives from Jerusalem after his coming from Hebron, and there were born to David more sons and daughters. These are the names of those that were born unto him in Jerusalem: Shemua and Shobab, Nathan and Solomon, and Ibhar and Elishua and Nepheg and Japhia, Elishama and Eliada and Eliphalet. The Philistines heard that they anointed David as king over Israel, and all the Philistines went up to seek David. And David heard of it, and went down to the stronghold, and the Philistines came and spread out in the valley of Rephaim. David inquired of the Lord, saying, Shall I go up to the Philistines? Will you deliver them into my hand? The Lord said unto David, Go up, for I will surely deliver the Philistines into your hand. David came to Baal Perazim, and David smote them there, and he said, The Lord has broken mine enemies before me like the breach of waters. Therefore he called the name of that place Baal Perazim. They forsook their images, and David and his men burned them. The Philistines came up once again and spread out in the valley of Rephaim. David inquired of the Lord, and he said, Do not go up, circle in back of them, and come upon them from against the mulberry trees. And it shall be, when you hear the sound of steps in the tops of the mulberry trees, then you shall bestir yourself, for then the Lord has gone out before you to smite the camp of the Philistines. David did so as the Lord commanded him, and he smote the Philistines from Geba until you come to Gezer.